Hey guys, Aaron's Automotive here. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to properly charge a vehicle's 12-volt battery using a motomaster eliminator intelligent battery charger. It's a 2 to 12 amp charge rate. It shows charging current, charging voltage, and battery percentage. It also shows with some LEDs a charge status, whether it's charging or fully charged, a reconditioning battery, or reverse polarity. It is going to be used today on my 1982 GMC Sierra with a Chevy 350 in it. The battery voltage is showing right around 10 volts or so. So if the truck starts, I'm going to turn it over, give it a few pumps. It hasn't ran in about 2 weeks. I'm going to see if it starts, and I'm going to show you how to charge your battery after. So I'll turn the key on, give it a few pumps. Alright, so the battery is dead. So, go down, we pop our hood. Move the charger. This is the engine bay. So what you do is you're going to take your charger. I like to place mine right on the radiator core support, the fan shroud area. Unravel my leads on it. What you do is you go over to your battery and you connect your positive. It's connected. Take your negative clamp. I always connect it and give it a little bit of a wiggle so it kind of creates a little bit of a raw spot in the post. And then you plug it into the wall. So. As I'm struggling with one hand. There. Undo your cord. Now this one, as you can tell, doesn't reach my plug-in over there. So I'm going to go grab my extension cord. And all you need to do is plug it in and the charger will start activating on its own. So it's plugged in. You can see the charger turns on and it's on optimal charge, so it chooses on its own what the best charge rate is to charge your battery, whether it's really low like mine or it's pretty much dead. Shows it's putting about 11.7 volts into the battery, saying the battery percentage is low. 2 amps now. I can manually choose 2 amps, 11.6 volts. I can go 8 amps. I'll watch the thing climb, the little gauge here. Hear the fan kick on. It's putting 11.9 volts into the battery, 12 volts. Or I can go for a 12 amp quick charge. Now the 12 amp quick charge takes about 2 hours to charge a battery from dead up to full, or about 10 minutes to start. So it'll take about 10 minutes at 2 amps here to start the battery. Or yeah, 10 minutes at 12 amps, sorry. So putting 12.4 volts into it. Battery's still low. And 12 amps. I
Apologize about that. Sorry about the white screen. My autofocus decided to go really bright, so it's still charging at 12 amps at 12.5 volts. Still a low battery. So we'll go over to the truck. And we'll look at the battery gauge. My battery gauge here in the truck is connected live, so whether the key is on or off, it shows the same voltage. Turn the ignition off so it's not having any electrical connections while charging. It's better to have all your lights and everything off while charging. We'll come back in about 10 minutes to check the status of the battery. Alright guys, so it's been about 10-15 minutes now. The charger is now putting out 13 volts to the battery. It still says the current is low, or says the battery capacity is low. Putting out 12 amps still, it's still on the 12 amp setting. And it says 10 minutes to start from a dead battery. It's dead, so I'm going to give this thing a test. This is also the first time I have used this charger, so I want to see how well it works as well. So I'm going to go over to the wall. I'm going to unplug the charger. It's now off. I'm going to disconnect my positive and disconnect my negative. There's nothing around the fan shrouds or anything. I'll go over to the truck. Even after 10 minutes it says we have about 12.5 volts. I'm gonna grab my key. I'm gonna give it a couple of pumps on the throttle and turn it over. As you can see, the truck is now running. So if I had to go anywhere now, I could pack up my battery charger, close the hood, and I'm free to go. I could leave the truck running for 15, 20 still minutes to fully charge the battery with the alternator. But I also want to see how long it's going to take to fully charge the battery now with the charger. So, hi guys, sorry about the time delay from the last scene to this one. In the last scene, I was just getting ready to reconnect these clamps to the battery to fully charge the battery to see how long it would take. The battery in my camera had actually died. So it's been about 2.5 hours that this battery's been on the charger now. It is at 2.9 volts. Battery is 90% is what it's saying, but it is fully charged according to the LED status light. It's no longer blinking, it's charged. And we're putting in 0 amps to it because it is in maintenance mode. So now we're putting in 1.3 amps to just kind of top up the battery. It's a little cold out today. I should have left it on 12 amps to begin with. But the battery's fully charged. It's just kind of in maintenance mode, and it's just going to keep it topped up. Now if I was to turn on a light or something to create a draw, which I'm going to do right away, you'll see the battery charger turn on to compensate for the voltage drop that's going to be coming from the battery. So because I have to keep my phone plugged in currently, the battery's still really low on it, it's going to die. I'm just going to put it down, and then I'll go turn on the lights. Alright, so with my headlights on, I'm now creating a draw, and we will see, sitting at 12.4. Oh, now it's wanting to recondition my battery. Shut the charger off. Plug it back in. I guess it was wanting to recondition my battery because it saw a drastic drop in the charge all of a sudden. But we'll go to 12 amps. See, it's putting out 12 amps here. We're going to climb up to 12 amps again. 12.5 volts. It'll slowly climb to 14. It says it's on. It says the voltage is low, or battery percent, because the lights are on. So I'm going to go turn off the headlights, but leave my park lights on. So with just my parking lights on, it says it's I'm at 80% with my battery, 10 amps, 14.8 volts. Now I'll go shut my headlights or the park lights off, and we'll see that go back to a full charge. So I've created a bit of a drain. You can watch this go back to a full charge. You can see it's slowly bringing the amps down on the, still on 12 amp setting. You can see it's slowly bringing the amperage down. And as it brings the amperage down, it's basically just topping up the battery now, bringing it to its full charge state. And then you'll see this green blinking light go solid when the battery's fully charged. Still at 14.8 volts. The fan that's on here does cut in and out depending on the weather outside, and when it's charging fully, the fan will kick on to cool down the charger. So this is also kind of a review and a how-to charge, mainly because this is the first time I'm using this charger. Picked it up at Canadian Tire for $60 on sale, and I'm honestly really impressed with it. It does what it says. I had it on 12 amps, and within 10 minutes I was able to fire up the truck. It's been about 2 hours, and it did fully charge the battery in about 2 to 2.5 hours. So it's doing what it said, and you know, all in all, I'm not going to complain about the charger. I think that these intelligent chargers are a good idea. It's basically makes it hard to overcharge your battery. I know those old style chargers, you know, even from 5, 6, 10 years ago, where you had two switches, where you'd flip from 6 volts or 12 volts and 2 amps or 8 amps, sometimes 10 amps. If you left the battery charger on too long, you could actually overcharge your battery, and in turn it would shorten the battery's lifespan. So it's just kind of, yeah, just topping up the battery still. And I'd say, you know, probably in about 5 minutes it'll say it's fully charged again. Yeah, so see, it's dropping amperage a little bit more. So the battery is fully charged, And the way that you go about unhooking a intelligent charger like this from the instruction manual says what you want to do is unplug it from the socket first before you disconnect the clamps. And that'll avoid any arcing or any shorting out of the charger. So I'll unplug it, shuts off, disconnect the positive and the negative. Now you can take your charger. Just I don't want to put it down in snow. Find some dirt over here. Then you can close your hood. With the hood closed, everything's closed up, sealed up. Go over to the truck. And you can see we are sitting at 13.5 volts inside. Grab my keys. With the full charge, this battery or this truck should crank over nice and fast. Though I do need to pump the throttle a couple of times. It's an old carbureted engine. So, see that battery charger works. Battery charger works really well, and in all, I am really impressed with it. Now, I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars in a review, just based off of, it's very simple to use. It's not complicated. You got 2 buttons you hook up. You can leave it on optimal charge, and you can choose, or it'll choose then on optimal charge, what the best amperage, what the best control and everything is for the battery. That way, if you're charging a motorcycle battery and you put it on optimal, it'll fluctuate on its own, picking the perfect amperage. It might choose 4 or 5 amps for a motorcycle battery or a small scooter battery to charge it up, instead of putting too much amperage in it and overheating and shorting out your battery. So I hope you find this useful, and give it a like, a comment, or subscribe. Let me know what you thought. Thank you.